Welcome back to another video. Make sure to get a snack and a drink because we are about to dive into a very interesting medical case. Jeannie Peeper was born on a warm August day in 1958 in Orlando, Florida. Like many new mothers, Jeannie's mom eagerly awaited the moment she'd finally hold her daughter, hoping for nothing but a perfectly healthy baby. At first glance, Jeannie seemed like just that. Healthy and beautiful with bright eyes and a head with little tiny hairs all over it. But when nurses cleaned her gently, something caught her eye. Her big toes were oddly short and noticeably crooked. They were bent inward in a strange and unnatural way. Doctors assured her parents there was nothing to worry about, prescribing these small little braces for her toes and sending them home. Life seemed to settle into normalcy, but at 2 months old, another strange event startled her parents. A strange swelling appeared on the back of Jeannie's tiny little head. Doctors again assured her that it was harmless, and as quickly as it appeared, the swelling just completely vanished, forgotten by everybody except her worried mother. As Jeannie grew, more subtle clues started to pop up all over the place. Her parents began to notice little differences in things she was doing compared to other children. She couldn't open her mouth quite as wide as her siblings, and her movements, though very graceful, always seemed slightly different. I don't really know how I would explain that. But despite this, Jeannie was a cheerful child. She was quick to smile, and she was always very curious about everything. Yet, at 4 years old, all of these subtle, strange things took an alarming turn. After a minor fall while playing outside, Jeannie developed these painful lumps under her skin. They were very hard and swollen, and they felt like bone. In a state of fear, they sought help at the Mayo Clinic, really hoping to get some answers this time. The doctors there delivered devastating news. Jeannie had a rare and frightening disease called fibrodysplasia ossificans progressiva, FOP. It was a 1 in 2 million diagnosis that most physicians will never encounter in their life. The condition was relentless, causing soft tissue, muscles, tendons, and ligaments to slowly turn into bone, forming almost a second skeleton beneath the skin. The slightest injury or trauma, even something as minor as a bruise, could trigger new bone growth. It was brutal and incurable. The doctors warned her parents that Jeannie might not even make it through her teenage years. And yet, Jeannie, even at such a young age, showed incredible resilience. Her family tried to give her as normal of a childhood as they possibly could, despite the threat of her condition always being there. Throughout school, Jeannie made friends easily and excelled in all of her classes, though her movements did become increasingly restricted as these new bones formed in her shoulders, neck, and back. Simple tasks like brushing her hair or even turning her head became daily challenges. By her teenage years, Jeannie faced even more serious struggles than that. Her neck had almost fused entirely, locking her gaze permanently forward. Her spine was slowly turning rigid, reducing her movements even more each year. Yet, she was determined to lead a meaningful life. She pursued higher education, enrolling at the University of Central Florida. She studied social work, driven by her own experiences. She wanted to help others, trapped in circumstances that they couldn't control either. Though she graduated proudly with her degree, her physical limitations prevented her from working in traditional roles. She turned her energy into something extraordinary. In 1988, she founded the International FOP Association, or IFOPA, starting from her kitchen table with nothing but handwritten letters to a handful of other known patients. For the first time, people suffering from FOP found each other, breaking decades of loneliness and fear for all of these patients. Her handwritten letters eventually evolved into newsletters and conferences and a powerful global community. She became the heart and soul of a growing movement, tirelessly connecting patients and researchers. It was that advocacy that attracted the attention of Dr. Frederick Kaplan and Dr. Eileen Shore, researchers at the University of Pennsylvania. Together, they pushed boundaries of medical understanding, and in 2006, groundbreaking research pinpointed the genetic mutation responsible for FOP. It was a single flaw in the ACVR1 gene. It was a massive breakthrough, offering a small sliver of hope for treatment in the future. If not for Jeannie, then for children diagnosed after her. As the years went on, Jeannie's condition progressed ruthlessly. Her jaw began to fuse, making eating and speaking extremely difficult. Her rib cage ended up getting so stiff that it restricted her breathing, and her limbs became locked in place, forcing her to rely on help for nearly every task. Her story inspired so many people, bringing awareness to a once hidden condition. Despite medical predictions that she would never live beyond childhood, Jeannie Peeper lived her life on her own terms until the age of 65, passing away peacefully in 2023. Jeannie left behind a crazy legacy of courage and compassion. Through her, countless lives now have been transformed, and her remarkable journey showed that FOP could harden the body, but it will never touch the spirit. If you have any cases you'd like to see covered, please leave them in the comments below, and make sure to hit that sub button so you can be notified when I post them.